The rise of Ethan Carter. He lost everything once. This time, he built something no one could steal. The rain was relentless that night, hammering against the glass like it wanted in. Ethan Carter sat motionless in the glow of his laptop screen, the numbers vanishing one by one. $82,000, then $120,000, then everything. He scrolled down the transactions, and there it was, her name. Samantha Blake. The same woman who used to fall asleep on his shoulder. The one who called him my anchor. Now she was the one who had cut the rope and let him sink. He tried her number. Disconnected. He opened her social media, everything wiped clean. Just like his accounts. Just like his trust. The knock on his door came like the final nail. It was his landlord, polite but firm. "I'm sorry, Ethan. You're 3 months behind. I've got someone else waiting for this place." Ethan nodded. Words didn't matter anymore. He packed a bag with quiet precision, the same precision he once used to plan his future. The city outside blurred in the rain. He didn't have a destination, only the dull ache of betrayal. He walked for hours until he saw a flickering neon sign that said open 24 hours, Joe's Café. A help-wanted poster fluttered against the glass. He stepped inside. The smell of coffee and wet pavement wrapped around him like memory. "You hiring?" Ethan asked. "You ever washed dishes before?" the owner said. "No," he replied, "but I built a company before." The owner raised an eyebrow, then smiled. "You'll do." That night, Ethan Carter started over, not as a CEO, but as a janitor. Days blurred into nights, nights into weeks. Ethan mopped floors, brewed coffee, and listened. He listened to suppliers haggle over milk prices. He listened to customers complain about service delays. He listened to how people worked, and more importantly, how they failed. He spent his breaks devouring old business books stacked near the counter. He downloaded free audiobooks on marketing and strategy. Every night, when the cafe closed, he stayed behind to wipe tables and make notes. He found mentors in unlikely places: Jack Rivers, the scrap metal dealer who came in every morning; Maria, the old seamstress who sat by the window with her mending kit; Aiden, a part-time coder who spent his nights debugging in the corner. Each taught him something new: negotiation, patience, persistence. When he saved enough to buy a used motorbike, he started his own micro-delivery service: one man, one bike, one dream. He named it Carter Stream. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't even profitable at first. But every package he delivered carried something heavier than goods: it carried purpose. And little by little, purpose became profit. 2 years later, Ethan Carter was a name whispered in boardrooms again. Not as a fallen entrepreneur, but as the comeback story everyone wanted to know. Carter Stream wasn't just a courier service anymore, it was a movement. A company that paid drivers fairly, respected deadlines, and gave clients something they hadn't felt in years: trust. When PrimeTech Retail, a Fortune 500 company, signed a $20 million logistics contract with him, the entire city noticed, including Samantha Blake. She saw his face on a digital billboard while leaving a restaurant with her new boyfriend, Ryan Kent, an investor with sharp suits and shallow charm. "Ethan Carter?" Ryan laughed. "Didn't you date that guy once?" "Yeah," she said, trying to smile. "He used to be small time." But her hands trembled as she scrolled through the article headline glowing on her phone: Ethan Carter, from broke barista to business icon. The photo showed him in a navy suit, confident, unrecognizable. The man she betrayed was back, and this time, he didn't need her. Samantha's empire began to crack. Whispers of missing funds. Unpaid taxes. Angry partners. The same tricks she used to steal from Ethan, she had used on others. But the system had caught up. Ryan left her the moment the media broke the story. "You lied to me, Sam. You're toxic," he said, slamming the door. Her glamorous apartment emptied out in weeks, furniture sold, jewelry pawned. The woman who once flaunted luxury was now drowning in legal debt. Meanwhile, Carter Stream opened its third regional hub. Ethan refused interviews, donations, or gossip. He just worked, building, expanding, improving. When his mentor Jack asked why he hadn't spoken publicly about Samantha, Ethan smiled faintly. Because silence hits louder than revenge. 3 years after losing everything, Ethan returned to Joe's Café, now renovated and thriving, sponsored by Carter Stream Foundation. The same help wanted sign still hung in the window, out of nostalgia. He ordered his usual, black coffee, no sugar. A woman approached his table, Olivia Grant, the foundation's co-director. She was sharp, steady, and had a light in her eyes that didn't come from money but meaning. "Hard to believe you used to wash dishes here," she teased. "Hard to believe I almost gave up here," Ethan replied. They shared quiet laughter, the kind that came from peace, not victory. One evening, while driving home, Ethan saw a figure sitting on a park bench. Thin, shivering, clutching a worn purse. Samantha. For a moment, he almost drove past. Then something inside him, the part that still remembered love, made him stop. He walked up, offering a cup of hot coffee. "Ethan," she whispered, eyes wide with disbelief. "You look different." "So do you," he said softly. "Take this." "You look cold." She reached for the cup, her hands trembling. "You won," she murmured. "No," Ethan said, shaking his head. "I healed." "That's not the same thing." He placed his coat around her shoulders and walked away, not out of pity, but closure. Carter Stream became one of the fastest-growing logistics networks in the country. But Ethan never called himself a CEO. He called himself a builder, of businesses, of trust, of people. In the same cafe where it all began, a plaque hung by the counter. Built not from wealth, but from ashes. Carter Stream, founded by Ethan Carter, 2017. Every morning, Ethan and Olivia sat by that plaque, sipping coffee, smiling at the sunrise over a city that once watched him fall, and now watched him rise. Because true revenge, he had learned, wasn't destruction. It was rebirth.